Yo, what is up, people from my side and the other side? This is DeadBoy with KidzCove. So yeah, I've been trying to work on my intro there. I hope it's okay. And stuff like that. So today we're doing something a bit different. I'm going to read you a story I wrote. And some of you are like, just do something fun for once. And I'm like, I wish I really could. I really wish I could. But yes. Not until I get a camera recorder. Not yet. Can't do reactions. Can't play games. Video games at the very least. But yeah. So for now, you'll just have to hear my beautiful voice. Yes. Anyways. So this is called Flower of Love. You can also find this on Wattpad, and I think that's what it calls. That's what it's called. WATTPAD or Wattpad. Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to mess it up. I'm like, isn't there an H in there? I don't know. I want to say there's an H, but there's not. And just look up DeadBoys. DEADBOYZ. God, I had to double check in my mind just in case I said that wrong. Anyways, let's get started. This is an original story, so it's not like I copied it from somebody. I'm not like that. Although I do know some people who would do that. Anyways, the story is called The Flower of Love. Sorry if it might glitch out sometimes. It's because this is all on computer. The video recording system's on computer and everything's on computer and shit like that. But yeah, it's The Flower of Love by me, DeadBoy. Ha ha ha. Anyways. He sat in the sun and waited for warmth. God. But nothing happened. So he left. And this is like a double perspective point of view. Sorry to interrupt once more, but this is a double point of view. So, also the he is like there's no significant name yet. God, I can't English very good. He sat in the corner of the large lunchroom alone. He was soon greeted by an older boy. He smiled and treated him very nicely, and he opened up to him. The seed was planted. This is the second point of view now. He came back to sit in the sun and found a small flower willing to sit with him. So he and the flower sat and waited for the warmth. They were always seen together, and they held hands, played, and if the night was warm and you could see the starry sky, they would be on the roof, talking about their families and wanting to have one with the girl they love. The flower grew a tiny bit. Second point of view now. He came back with food, for he was mighty hungry, but he saw the flower was hungry too. So he gave the flower his food, but the flower gave it back. They were soon in high school, and they were very excited. The older boy saw that he felt something for the younger boy, and it grew every day until he could not take it anymore. He asked the boy to be his boyfriend. The boy said yes. The flower was close to blooming. I also forgot to say in the beginning, yes, this is a story between two gay boys, so if you don't like it, go ahead and give me a dislike. But if you like it, go ahead and like and subscribe. He and the flower were slowly falling in love, but despite their love, the goblins were cruel, or I call them goblins, but they're actually garden gnomes, so I don't know, whichever way you want to put them as. The goblins were cruel, and they hurt him and the flower, and although leaving them bruised and broken, they held each other's hands, still waiting for the warmth. Ugh, my nose. Even though they were treated horribly in school, they kept their heads up and never lost sight of each other, no matter how scary or sad the situation was. He and the flowers soon blossomed, knowing that it was time. They were married at Swan Lake at dawn. When they were adults, the older man asked for the younger man his hand in marriage. The younger man said yes. The next day they waited and they were married by the beautiful Swan Lake at dawn. The flower has blossomed. Jesus Christ! See, this is what I'm talking about. No one was talking like literally 30 minutes ago, and now they start talking when I'm fucking recording. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Second point of view. He and the flower had rode on their noble steed. He turned only for a second when suddenly the flower fell. He reached for the flower's vines, but his fingers slipped, and the flower fell down the mountain. He went on the safe trail and ran after the flower. The younger man had become very ill, and he was diagnosed with cancer. They wept, but the older man still had hope. The younger man was put in the hospital. The older man never left his side. The flower is bruised and cut up. He found the flower bruised, broken, and out of breath. But he smiled at him with no regrets. He grabbed the flower and slowly made his way back to where it all started. So, the one that smiled at him with no regrets is the flower, just letting you know. So it's not like, what the fuck? Why is he smiling? Yeah. The older man stayed through the worst time in the younger man's life. The younger man beckoned the older man, and he came. The younger man whispered in the older man's ear, "Listen to the breeze in those old willow trees. Listen closely and you'll hear me. See the flowers and run through the fields. Look behind you and I'll be running with you. I'll be in your heart, so don't worry about me. Look in your heart and soul, and there I'll be." Later that night, the young man passed away, right before the sun came up. The flower is withering. Second point of view now. He sat down with the flower in his arms, and he sat in the grass looking up at the sun. He looked down at the withering flower that had brought him happiness, and he cried out, "How can I be so stupid? I waited for the warmth from the sun, but all I needed was your warmth, my love." The older man went to the funeral, alone. No one was there. No one had cared for the younger man. He looked at the stone statue and smiled. He then followed the wind to the old school, and he found the tree they had climbed so long ago. He climbed to the top and tied one end of the rope to a sturdy branch and the other on his neck. He smiled at the sky and let the wind flow through his hair. "I'm coming, my love, I'm coming." He then jumped. The birds flew away. All was silent as death. The flower died. He was put into the ground next to his love. This story is a true story. If you are quiet and alone, just look toward the maples and see them holding hands, playing, and if the night is warm and you could see the starry sky, they would be on the roof, talking about their families and how if they were alive, they would want to have a family together. The flower has been planted somewhere else. God. So that's it. That's a story by me. And when I wrote it and then I read it out, I was like literally tearing up, and I was like, God damn it, I'm the author though. This is not supposed to happen. It really tugs at your heartstrings, is what I would say. God. So horrible. Anyways. I don't really know why I wrote it, or why I'm even recording me reading it, because you guys can't see it. But I mean, if you want to go on Wattpad and go see it and see some views and stuff, you could do that. If you liked this video, please like, comment, or subscribe. That would help me a bunch. And yeah. So, I will see you beautiful dead bastards in the next video. Bye!